Hello. Another one so soon. Well, what can I say? This arrived quicker than expected. I ordered from the game collection for the first time. These guys have been around since early 2000s and are only recently listed as an Evercade supplier. So I thought I'll give them a try because unlike Funstock, one cart, no postage charge in the UK. So if you're not going to charge me for postage in the UK, hey, worth a try. Like Funstock, however, they do charge you up front for pre-orders. So, you know, not my favorite, but these are fairly low price items, so the risk is minimal. And what can I say? This thing released yesterday. It was in my hands today. 24 hours. Royal Mail, tracked, postage, at no additional cost. I mean, what's not to like? I did send an inquiry about the status of this because when I went to look up the cart in their catalog, it wasn't listed anymore. I only assumed that means they couldn't get additional stock, but it did make me go, was this a legitimate order? Not that I thought they were going to rip me off, but just that possibly they had an item listed, maybe they couldn't get stock in the end, and I would end up sitting here waiting forever to be told that my order could not be fulfilled, but in fact I got no reply at all, and then I got notification that the game had posted, so good stuff. I've been really looking forward to this one since it was announced. 10 games on here. There's a couple of them that are Atari games that have been on previous compilations that I have on the PlayStation, namely the At Games Atari collections. Let's see, what do we get inside this? So I've just ripped the shrink off. Cart. Cool, it's got purple writing on it, purple label, nifty neato, I like it. Matching the arcade purple that they like to use for their arcade things. I cut myself off there. What I was going to say, the reason I'm looking forward to this is because this has a lot of Stern games. Now, Atari recently acquired the Stern catalog. To be honest, I was shocked when that happened because as far as I knew, the exact ownership of the Stern video library was unclear. But they did make a foray into video games and made quite a large number of them for an American game company at that time. Berserk, their most famous, the sequel Frenzy. But they also had ones like Lost Tomb that I was a big fan of, a twin stick game. Possibly the first twin stick. But look at this, we get stickers with marquees. Marquee stickers for Moon War, which is a game I've never played. Berserk, Lost Tomb, and Frenzy. Cool. And we get a little Evercade Follow Us free wallpapers if you scan this QR code. Neat. And sign up to the newsletter. So that's cool. And a little booklet. Let's see, does the booklet tell us anything super interesting? It has information about all the games. It says Atari Arcade 1 for Evercade, which is like not super great. I don't own it anymore. So I have two missions. It says first to explore some of Atari's lesser known arcade hits from the late 70s and early 80s, including Fire Truck and the unreleased but fully complete prototype Maze Invaders, which I believe is in the Flashback Collection 3 on the PlayStation. And secondly, in 2023, a selection of classic games officially became part of the Atari family, in part a celebration of this. And so this collection is a celebration of those hits. The most famous game Berserk is indelibly associated with Atari thanks to its excellent Atari 2600 version. Okay, right. Yeah, but there's no reference to the Stern name, disappointingly. I don't know why. So we have Berserk, so let's not erase the history here, shall we? Because Stern was a pioneer in American video arcade machines and made some really great pinball machines, and for a time was the last company standing producing pinball machines until companies like Jersey Jack and others came back into the fold. Now, so in addition, Tasmania, I mean, that's a game I think I played once in the arcade, but there's ones in here, which I believe are Stern games, and you can kind of tell some of these things simply by sound, interestingly. Dark Planet, that's another one. And Rescue, and Minefield, I don't think I ever saw these in the arcade. Fire Truck was a big sit-down thing, so I might have seen that at like a Chuck E. Cheese or something. But those, what I was going to say in there, that you can recognize some games by their sound. And in fact, Williams' first foray into arcade games was with Defender. If you listen to Defender, it uses sound effects that originally appeared in Firepower, which was a Williams pinball machine. Also, by chance, the first, well, not by chance probably, but it's the first pinball machine to feature a multi-ball feature. And likewise, the Stern games, you will, and Exidy is the same, which is another, if Atari could acquire Exidy games, that would be amazing. I'd love to see them in a future Evercade collection. Venture, Mousetrap, Pepper 2 are the three that come to mind. I don't know if there's others, but those are the three big ones. And you will hear the same sound effects. So likewise with the Stern ones, you will hear some similar sound effects because they will tend to reuse sound effects across games in these companies. And some of them originally came from pinball machines. And it still continues. I mean, Jeff Minter likes using samples from Defender a lot, and other games. You'll hear them crop up to this day because there are some great sounds. But anyway, without further ado, let's play some more. Well, I guess Atari, but let's play some Stern games. Yeah, go way back to the early '80s, the dawn of the arcade. And have a little bit of nostalgia with an actual cartridge on a retro console. So here we are. 10 games, Atari Arcade 2. And, this is the only place where I'm like, if I still had Atari Arcade 1, is there a bonus game that would be unlocked? Hidden game. Don't know, but I just, that collection, such a disappointment. If they did another try on it and they tweaked some controls so I could play Super Breakout, that would be cool. But as it stands, no. Sorry, Charlie. Not for me. Well, let's just get on with it. You see that we're using like a fire artwork for these, which is interesting. So you end up with like this Tasmania one, looking like that. And with Lost Tomb, that's yet another dual stick game. Now, and I'm not asking for like a dual analog, just to be clear. What I want is a pair of digital sticks that emulate the D-pad and the face buttons. There we go. I love this game. I bought the DLC for the Atari 50 just so I could play the arcade version of this. I think this game is the first to feature voice synthesis in it. Note, I'm saying voice synthesis, not samples. The computer is actually using its own processor to create these voices. It's not a human recording. You did have recordings of people's voices appearing in games previously, like, notably pinball machines like Gorgar. But this is, oh my god, it's already coming out? What is the deal? That was really fast. I don't expect Evil Otto to make an appearance that quickly. Oh god. Too close to these guys. They're deadly accurate. I'm letting down the human race here. Okay, there we go. Now the arcade game, interestingly, unlike the home versions, the shots, there is a bug so that the shots can pass through your neck, the place where between the head and the torso. There is a gap there, so you can. Now remember, if you leave this thing on a track mode long enough, it will eventually say things like coin detected in pocket. Ah! There you go. Speak of the devil. This one has some kind of an interesting effect. So there we go. Simulated 3D effect where the visuals were projected onto two distinct layers atop a physically modeled backdrop. In this version, you can distinguish them by their colors, green for high altitude and red for ground level. The original arcade version used blue for the upper layer. We've adjusted this to green for improved visibility on modern displays. Okay. So we're trying to destroy enemy forces. On the green level, you're high above the planet's surface, which allows you to fight in air-to-air combat against ships. Fly down the conveyor tube towards the upper left of the screen, and you can descend to the lower red level to destroy enemy buildings and bunkers. I don't think I ever... But considering I lived in Chicago, it's kind of surprising that I wouldn't have seen some of these games in one of the first arcades that opened up in Chicago from a company from Chicago. So, go figure. Maybe it just didn't have a... Alright. No, that's... The controls are kind of weird. So I'm trying to... Okay, so that... Okay. Oh, we get hit by something. Ah, okay, so I had to go... Jesus, that is really not intuitive, is it? So the laser doesn't shoot a visible projectile? I mean, this is certainly a curiosity, and I don't, and I think it's worthy of inclusion in something like this, but man, I can barely understand what the hell is happening here. That was weird. So the coin insert was the start button, and the starting the game was the select. That's opposite what I thought it would be. Ooh. Alright. This is weird because it's like, okay, so I'm a fire truck and I'm trying to go to the fire. And you can only honk the horn. There's no other cars, so I'm not honking the horn to get people out of the way. It's just for fun. Whoa! That is a tough curb, man. You would think a fire truck could just roll over the curb. And really you want a spinner for this because it was a steering wheel, which would be more like a spinner control, but it's not too shabby considering. Whoa. But oversteering is quite easy. And I'm just like, am I trying to go to a fire? Where's the fire? Do I put, And that's it. I mean, again, this game is kind of like Dark Planet. More of a curiosity than something you're going to invest any real time into. Wow, what difficulty is this set to? Because Evil Auto should not be coming out this early. Now here's another thing that's unique to this game, is that you can actually shoot Evil Auto and make him go away, but that is temporary. It's just a temporary retrieve. And the voice samples are slightly different, so it says robot attack instead of kill the humanoid or whatever, intruder alert, you know, all that kind of jazz. You gotta watch out for those reflective shots, but you can use them to kill yourself, as I just said. Watch out. But you'll notice also that Evil Auto doesn't have a defined entry point, unlike Berserk, which I don't think is fair. It's like, well, where is he going to come from? Because he can pass through walls and stuff. Alright, so here we go. Oh, what? Well, now I can't shoot? Oh, there's a limited number of shots that can be bouncing around, I guess. Weak. Alright, I'm going down onto the pyramid. You can see all the stairs and everything, and there's an exit. Have I ever been anywhere near it? No, because this game ain't easy. Key chests open closed doors, get the chests, watch out for the nasties. Get what you can and get away. So there's like, you have a limited number of bullets. The little spiders will become big spiders, so, you know, beware. They're not just special effects. And there's bullets to pick up, like that. Now if I use the whip, it blows all the walls away too, which is great. You do have a limited number of those though, so. Oh, it's telling me to leave. Alright, plan your route by this map. So I want to go for a door. Now what's annoying here is you got these goddamn bats coming out. It's like it's not bad enough. Now we got big scorpions. Oh no! Clobbered by a giant spider. What? Climb my route again? Alright, let's... Oh no, I sprung a trap. Bad. Oh god. I'm like thinking, yeah, I'll run over that thing. No, don't do that. Alright, let's see if we can... Okay, so this time I'm going to avoid that thing. Go. Alright, so I want to go. I think I need to go to number 6. Oh, God. Now, a word from your sponsor. What? You ever feel you need nectar whip? Oh, this is great. So, yeah. So, here's the buy-in. This is a thing where you're like, how, you know. They're like, we're flirting with the anti-gambling regulations that were in place in many places, which... Oh good, extra whips. Now the problem with using a whip like there is that I've opened up the wall so these things can come and get me. So you gotta be cautious where you want to use your whips. Get out of here. Okay, so I think I want to go to 5. What? Really? That... And you can continue. I think this is one of the first, I mean, I don't think it's the first, but it's certainly amongst the first games that actually allow you to continue, although, damn, they don't give you much of a lot of time to put in your coin. Oh, you really got to click it. Click the whip button to make sure it registers. That's one that's going to be resulting in some mistaken clicks. It's going to annoy me. So I'm not a huge fan of this game. I'll be honest. Well, which... Okay. I didn't want to start here, but fine. So you just... It's too loose for my taste. You just kind of like walk around, there's just things shooting at you, and you can shoot them. Yeah, fine. Enter 10 green doors to get a prize. Or something. Okay. Enter 9 green doors to get 20,000. So shooting these things doesn't kill them, it causes them to freeze. The spinny things. These guys that shoot at you, you can clobber, but they respawn pretty much immediately. You got eyes, it's cute, I guess. I'm just like, I guess this is a maze, I don't know. But what's cool about it is the fact that you can actually play a game that existed only as code until someone found it and made it available. And so then someone compiled the code and then you get to see this. Great. Oh, this looks cool. Guessing the glowing circles are mines that I don't want to run over, but the other things are not. The other thing seems to be ammo. Alright, so I can fire. Oh, the missile is for shooting buildings, it looks like. Oh, I hit the mine. And if you hear, listen to sound effects, you'll hear stuff that sounds similar to the sound effects that we heard in Lost Tomb. So definitely seems to be a Stern game. Okay, I guess I was first wave. This is another game I don't remember ever seeing in the arcade. This is weird, because it's like Asteroids, except you're not limited to one screen. Is that the fuel base? Yes. Oh, I'm dead. So there were shields. Oh, there's my shield. Are those friendlies and I've been shooting? So this game originally had a spinner, which is kind of hard to get precision, like a freaking name sign up when you have a D-pad that is sending, I can't do, like I have to hit it for one character, like that's not really possible. So look how quickly I can run through the freaking alphabet. Come on, see? We really want more analog controls. And again, this is a game I don't remember ever seeing in the arcade. This is quite interesting, though. Oh, I just sunk my chopper into the water. Well done. Alright, so I'm going to pick this guy up. Okay, so I rescued him. Where can I drop him off? Okay, gotta rescue this guy. Okay, I can put him on here. 2 men under fire. Good luck in mission 2. We gotta rescue him from sharks, huh? Oh, really? Man. Ah! So the other chopper's crashing, it can hit you and kill you. Far out. Alright, let's see how we do with this one. I remember this game being quite frenetic. Because there's a load of enemies. And they're all weird looking smiley faces and crap, like these guys. Whoa, that was close. You cleared another room. Oh, the evil eyeballs, huh? Yeah, let's do a smart bomb. These eyeballs are deadly accurate. Destroyed. You can see it on bomb cheeks, which is kind of cool. I mean, that's got to be an arcade first. Has it been equaled since? Possibly in a cutscene or something in a Street Fighter game, but the eyeballs are just lethal. Well, there we have it, folks. I mean, Atari Collection 2 I think is light years better than the first one, just because, I mean, although there's a lot of dual stick games, we don't have a dual stick controller yet. And we have at least one game that uses a spinner that works well enough with a D-pad for gameplay, not so much for entering your high score. What are you going to do? But very accessible and more appropriate for the console than the first Atari collection, which featured like maybe 2 or 3 games you could actually play properly. Anyway, I mean, it's really lovely to see a lot of these Stern games. This is their first time getting any kind of official console release. So, you know, good on you, Blaze, for having the contract, the licensing agreement, and getting to put these out. I mean, some of these, you know, they're Atari games, and they're not in the Atari 50 collection yet. I mean, there might be future DLC for that, who knows, but pretty cool. So keep on gaming, keep on playing your Evercade, because there's more good stuff to come. Yay!